Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
Can I very quickly tell you a little anecdote that I heard the other day from a friend? Okay, so off she went to Japan, which everyone seems to be going to Japan at the moment. Seems to be the place to holiday.
How's that a thing?
I don't know.
I've never been to the Japan.
To the Japan?
To the Japan. That shows you how cultured I am. Must do it, though. I'd love to do it.
Oh,
the food.
Wouldn't it be cool to take the family there?
Oh, my gosh.
Actually, not your family
Risky.
at the moment. You can barely leave the house.
Really?
With all your kids.
Put down that sword.
So anyway, off she went to Japan on holiday, and she took her sister, who was 13 years old, along to dinner, and they went to this place where they serve Wagyu beef. Wagyu beef, your fanciest beef on the planet, right?
This may shock you, Joes, but Wagyu beef has never entered my mouth.
No.
Does that shock you?
Yeah, I'm so shocked.
I'd like it to, though.
Yeah, at some point. So anyway, they do this thing where they put the Wagyu beef in like a soup and away you go. So she had a look at it. She calculated Australian dollars to yen, and she was like, okay, that's like $50 a bowl.
Oh.
So she's like, I'll have 3 bowls.
Which is expensive in itself, by the way.
Yeah, well, $150 for 3 bowls of Wagyu. And so that was that. And then they brought out the bill, and she's like, ha, 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 ha. You've put too many zeros on this bill.
Oh, no.
And they're like, absolutely not. It was $1,500.
Jeez. There's that moment where your stomach sinks. I mean, your stomach's full of delicious Wagyu beef.
Yeah.
But it still sinks.
It's still sinking.
And you're like, what do I run? Am I going to do a runner here?
$1,500 for 3 plates of Wagyu beef. Can you believe that? I feel sick even telling that story. That's awful.
That is scary.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is make sure you know effectively how to convert from Australian dollars to yen.
Jeez, conversion rates can really get you. The big one as well is American dollars.
Oh,
Because you look and be like, that's affordable.
Yeah.
But it's not Australian dollars.
I know, because it always looks cheaper in American dollars, and you're like, yeah, that's so fun. And then you see the US and you go, come on.
Not going to work.
We want to know on 13 24 10, when did the conversion rate get you? This is a bit of a female online shopping thing, Hayesy, because quite often you'll see things in US dollars and you go, oh my God, that's so cheap. It's always cheaper than Australian dollars. And then you work out, oh, no. Oh, please get involved in the conversation this morning. We want to hear those horror stories about conversion rates.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. Also, get yourself on air. You'll automatically go on the standby list to score this outrageous Temple Day Spa package for Mother's Day. This thing is valued at nearly $800, Jodes.
It's insane. It's an all-day pampering package. How good.
Oh, that is ridiculous. We will draw that tomorrow. 13 24 10. When did you miscalculate? When did the conversion rate? Absolutely, you know what you.
Yeah. Tamika from Monopara West. What happened to Tamika?
Hi. I had a few wines, and my little sister came up to me and really wanted a pair of Air Forces. I don't know what I ordered. I don't know where I ordered them from. But when I ordered them, they took like 2 months to come, and they were like over $600.
Oh, jeez.
Tamika.
So they were genuine, though?
Me good.
Oh.
Yeah, they were. We were trying to contact, it was through COVID as well, so we were trying to contact all these different companies because I got so many emails and I don't know what happened, and she got me good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know the other thing as well? A couple of drinks and then jumping online shopping is so. Even I am a victim to that. Remember that time I turned up? I revealed that I'd spent $300 on Mad Huey's t-shirts. And they came in. My wife's like, "What are you doing? Are you 21?"
Thank you so much for the call, Tamika. It always starts with, I had a couple of wines and jumped on the internet. Next minute.
That's when the conversion rate will really get you.
A girlfriend of mine who I saw last night went to order a pair of shoes for her. Those Adidas. What are the really cool ones? I can't remember what type they are, but they're like Adidas sneakers. And she went to order them for her 15-year-old for her birthday. And they rocked up. She ordered size 4. And the sizing thing, and it turned up, it was that big. It was like a toddler shoe.
Like a nice little novelty shoe.
Yeah. Let's go to Sophia from Paralawi. Oh, my gosh, you had yen problems too?
Yeah, I did. Hey, guys, how you going?
Good.
Yeah, so we'd already done a week in South Korea, so I thought, I've got this down patter. I don't need my phone to check out the conversion anymore. So we were like, I was starving. We were all starving. So we thought, oh, look, there's this place here. There's like nobody there. I said, let's just go there and eat there. And I went and grabbed the menu and everything, had a look, checked it with the hubby. I said, babe, this looks right? It's like $20-something a steak, right? We just have to have one each. That's it, right?
Yep.
And he's like, yeah. So we went down. We had our steak. We ordered one each, and I ordered the smaller version, which was like about $20, and hubby had the bigger one, the 80 gram, which was $25 or something like that. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then they brought out a medallion, and they started asking us if we wanted to take photos. So they go, oh, this is cool. This is a bit fancy for this place.
Yeah.
So we took photos and everything, ate, and then I went to pay, and I didn't take notice of how much it was. I just put it on the credit card, went back to the hotel and took the receipt out of my pocket, and I had a look, and it said 89,500. I'm thinking, I said, that comma looks like it's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I was like, why does it look like it's in the wrong place? I got out my calculator and then worked it out. Ended up being like $970. My God.
An outrageous dinner.
Yeah.
That's not a good casual dinner.
I know, and it was a 2- and 4-year-old that was eating Wagyu beef.
That's the biggest waste.
Oh, no.
You could have fed them $3 chicken nuggets.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. I bought them one each because that was the deal. Each person had to buy one steak each.
Oh, Sophia, I'm so sorry. This is at least it's not just one person falling in the Wagyu trap. You know what I mean? Let's go to Sarah from Darlington. When did the conversion rate get you, Sarah?
Look, we went to a really nice place over in Bali to eat, underwater restaurant, amazing.
Yeah.
We're thinking, yeah, perfect. That's when you know, you pay a little bit more for the experience as well. Little do we know, we didn't really look at the drinks menu because you're so used to bintangs that they come around with a cart. Hey, you want some champagne? You want some gin? We were like, champagne when in Bali,
Yeah.
No, don't do that. It's all imported. It was $250 a glass. We had 4 of them without knowing. It cost more for the wine than it did our meals.
Some bucks on 4 glasses of champagne.
Sarah, did you feel ill?
Yes. My partner started giggling hysterically, which I knew indicated straight away that there's something not quite right about what was going on. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh, you can't change it.
Don't order wine in Bali. Stick to the bintangs.
Wine
Stick
is...
to bintangs. That's such good
It's
advice.
actually cheaper to do, gin and vodka and all the spirits in Bali than it is to buy wine.
Yeah.
Because they don't make it over there.
Yeah. Well, it's just great advice. Stick to bintangs.
Yeah.
Live
Thanks,
by that.
Sarah.
All right.
Should we go to Michelle?
Yes.
We got time. Michelle, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. When did the conversion rate get you, Michelle?
I was doing my online food shopping
Yeah.
and needed 4 chorizo sausages for a recipe.
Yeah.
And so put 4 in,
Yeah.
4.00.
Yeah.
That's 4 kilos.
Oh, no.
So I had 4 kilos of chorizo sausage rock up at my door, and it was like $40
Oh.
just for chorizo.
Jeez, so
What
like
did you-
this family loves a bit of chorizo sausage.
Next minute, Michelle was like Googling chorizo recipes.
Yeah.
Chorizo for the next 8 weeks.
What about when you eat chorizos where you got those burps where you're like, and they're horrible. 4 kilos worth. Oh my very goodness.
That is making me feel sick watching you do that.
Stay away from Michelle's family.
Oh, God, processed meat. That'll get your intestines. Can we talk food?
Yes, absolutely.
More specifically, Tasting Australia, which is on at the moment. It's in Town Square. It's so cool, actually.
What an event.
Yeah, so good. It's on until Sunday and it's so much fun. It's free and it's just a nice little festival that you can go along to. And I went to an event last night at Sky City and it's called a culinary excursion. Okay, you were very jealous about me going to this because basically you go to the 4 different sort of restaurants in Sky City,
Yeah.
and they gave you like a little tasting sample in each. The only problem with it was we went to Madame Hanoi first and you had your little beautiful fancy starters, which I would have made, at home, beetle leaf, green mango and tamarind and tom kha coconut sort of number. I would have done that at home.
In our house, we're getting sick of that because we eat it so much.
What about the Muse Wagyu skewer with miso, corn mash, pickled shallots and chili rock sugar?
Me so confused with that menu.
So we had that and then we went to the kitchen as well and had some more little tasting things. And the third one was at ITL, which is the Italian So we've already had 2 different restaurants, and then they come out with these huge pizzas and a big bowl of gnocchi and also ravioli pasta.
Jeez, filled your boots, didn't you?
I rolled all the way out of Sky City
Nice.
home
Carved up.
like a little piggy down North Terrace.
Joe's carved up. Must be doing a marathon today, eh?
But it's so fun. And then you finish up at Soul Rooftop and they bring out whiskey sours and chocolate and everything. It was absolutely unbelievable. But you can actually do that all year round. So that's not just a Tasting Australia thing. So you can go there. It was a little known thing that I didn't know about and did it last night. It was really cool.
That's really nice. It's just another event in South Australia. You go, we're really proud of that.
Oh, man.
It's really cool. And it is quite fancy.
Yeah, that was super, super fancy. That was sort of out of my realm of culinary experiences. But I highly recommend doing it, and I highly recommend getting around Tasting Australia this weekend if you've got nothing to do.
Do you know what the best thing as well is that schmucks like me can turn
man.
up and not feel super awkward? Because I feel like when you go to a super fancy restaurant and you're like, oh, gosh, I just want a palmy. You can't get that, can you?
No.
But if you go to Tasting Australia, because there's so many people sampling foods like that you've never probably eaten before.
Yeah, you can absolutely. Tasting Australia, you can get whatever you want. And you can do like little cooking classes and cocktail classes as well, like work out how to make cocktails by yourself and everything. So.
And they forgive you as well when they're like, wait, don't eat that. That's a serviette. And you're like, oh, damn it.
Yeah. And also you walk in with a guava vodka cruiser and they're like, mate.
Would you like a glass with that, sir? Please vacate the premises.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jodie and Hayesy Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty. Speaking of big salamis, go for it.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's a compliment, right? Very good. Clearly, you know nothing what's going on underneath. Anyway, let's move on. Naughty at 6:40. Sometimes an article pops up which can be very, very helpful for loving parents. And this is it. If your kid catches you having sex, here's how to handle it, according to the experts.
Do tell.
Finally, some wholesome advice coming from Jodie and Hayesy on Nova 919. So being caught having sex by a child is a common parental experience, so try to remain calm and don't panic, ladies and gentlemen.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That is ridiculous. If you are naked having sex with your husband and the kids walk in, as if you're not going to panic.
It's the most frantic situation that you'll ever find yourself in.
Yes.
Avoid reacting with shame, fear, or implying the child did something wrong, as this can create negative associations with sex for them. That makes sense. Prioritise checking on your child's well-being first to buy yourself some time and regain composure.
And adjust whatever needs to be adjusted.
Oh, my gosh. Escort your child out calmly, adjusting your approach based on their age, gently guiding toddlers, asking older children to wait outside, and for older children, use age-appropriate and honest language to explain that they walked in on private time between loving adults, emphasising the need for privacy and knocking.
It does depend on the age, doesn't it? Because your 5-year-old, our 5-year-old, you could sort of talk your way out of it.
Yeah.
But the 13-year-old would not be
gosh.
what's going on.
And also the situation, it's very situation-based.
Yeah.
So the photo that they've used for this particular article is your stock standard missionary white sheets, mum and dad underneath there.
Yeah.
That's very, very wholesome.
Isn't it?
What if the 13-year-old comes in and says, Mum, why is Dad tied up and why is he wearing a mask that's made out of leather? I don't get it. Good luck explaining your way out of that one, folks.
That's not going to happen in our house. But this happened to us once where one of the younger ones walked in and Dad explained it away by saying, oh, Daddy's just looking for his sock.
Yeah. What about when your kid went to school and she's like, so I walked in last night, I had to tell something to Mum and Dad, and they were playing leapfrog, and it must have been Daddy's turn, and he's not very good at jumping, so he was trying to jump over Mum, but he couldn't make it. But my dad never gives up, so he kept on trying, and he kept on trying, and he kept on trying again. Good on you, Dad. Jose, let's talk about friendships. A very, very interesting statistic has just stumbled across my desk. You ready?
Yes.
91% of people are no longer best friends with someone that they once were. 91%.
Say that again real slowly. So 91% of people who were best friends with someone are no longer friends with them.
They're no longer friends. They've fallen out for different reasons.
Okay.
Is that surprising?
Not really.
So they've attributed the study to natural life changes like moving, career changes, personal growth, and they suggest that the loss of these friendships doesn't necessarily reflect negatively, but rather the natural evolution of relationships over time. This reframes the narrative from one of a failure or abandonment to one of natural progression.
Nah,
so humans just evolve.
I call BS on that.
Okay.
A lot of friendships bust up because of failure to be good to one another or abandonment.
Have you been in that situation?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. One of my bridesmaids I no longer speak to. So we had a massive falling out. And you know, it's almost like a marriage breakup when you bust up with an adult best friend, I reckon.
Stressful.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It's one of the most horrible things I've ever been through in my life.
It's funny when you sort of, because I'm 39 now, and you start to look back, and then you realise, probably for blokes as well, I think blokes just drift off in different directions.
Yeah.
But also blokes are good at sort of picking up relationships where you left off. But now that I think of it, the similar situation with the groomsmen as well. But yeah, that's it does actually, it hurts. But then you don't think about it as much. Well, I don't, because I've got bigger priorities now, and that's my wife and kids.
Yeah, I think when your attention turns to your family and that's your absolute 100% in life, your focus and all your attention goes there, then it becomes a lot less painful, because I think once you've got your family intact, then really that's all that matters. But yeah, I do liken a bust up of a friendship to a marriage breakup. It's horrendously painful.
When do you think you had the most friends?
Ooh.
When did you think you were most socially connected?
I think maybe in high school, but I did think I had that in adulthood as well, and that all fell apart. And it was, as I said, it was horrific. I hated it. It's still like when I think of it, I get that. Oh, that all went pear-shaped.
Yeah,
but also it goes pear-shaped for a reason, because I don't think those people are necessarily supposed to be in your life anymore if that's what happens.
What do they say? If you've got multiple true friends, like more than one or even one, then you're lucky, and particularly in older age.
Yeah, I think that dissipates over time too. Like that. What's the old saying? If you can count your closest friends on one hand, then you're very, very lucky.
Yeah.
And I think you try and instill that in your kids as well. It's not the size of your circle; it's the quality of the circle. So I think that's a real. But what's that? There's, you have friendships for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yeah.
And some people drift into your life for a reason, and they drift out again, and that's okay. But some people, your people, they stay with you forever.
Do you know, I realised that when I was 25, that's when I felt most connected, but what I actually had was just a bunch of drinking buddies. Dead set. Like, because when I stopped going out so much and settled down, they disappeared.
Yeah,
completely disappeared out of my life, no contact.
Wow. Does that make you sad?
No, not really, because I could probably predict it.
Yeah.
But at the time, you just felt like you really, really had all these close friends, but you didn't. And then you realise you actually were only catching up each and every weekend when you were hitting the town.
Yeah. So that was your season. That was what we like to call the Great Hayesy Marble Bar season.
Yes, it was.
And it's over.
Slash the line. The doors are shut on that part of my life now. There you go. It brings us to this song as well from Ed Sheeran, which we've spoken about, which is about losing loved ones and losing friends and probably taking a journey back into a time where they were there. And also the key message saying it's probably happened for a reason, and maybe it's best that those relationships stay in the past.
Absolutely.
Fresh hits on Nova.
Don't cry again. Don't cry.
Hold, fine. Turn the mics up. Turn the mics.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jodie and Hayesy.
Will he play or won't he on the weekend, Showdown 57? A lot of questions around Willie Rioli at the moment. I'll let you, the football reporter who focuses specifically on the Port Adelaide Football Club, to get everyone up to speed.
Yes, so in short, there was a threat made to Bailey Dale from the Western Bulldogs, and that had been squashed. Everything was fine. It was cleared by the AFL. But since then, it has emerged. There's been a couple more threats. One to a Geelong player, I think it was Bray Close last year, and then one recently to an Essendon player. These are on-field threats.
Right.
It wasn't physical from Willie Rioli. So as it stands right now, we're waiting to see what the AFL is going to do. If they're going to sanction Willie Rioli, or if they're even going to suspend him, will it be a fine, all those sorts of things. So that was yesterday. Willie Rioli trained last night. So it's a genuine wait and see, and something will happen today.
Can I ask you this? All sorts of things would be said on the field, all sorts of threats made, all sorts of names called, etc., etc. Is it vastly different when that spills over into direct messaging someone after a game?
It probably does. I mean, because the whole thing is, and it still exists. Brad Scott from the Essendon Football Club said the same thing. Like, what happens on the field sort of stays on the field, and what's said, you know, if it is pretty standard sledging, would stay on the field as well. And that's what he said in response to his player that was got a threat from Willie. But it's just a bit of a... What I learnt last night from Chris Davies, and he is the GM of football from Port Adelaide, highly respected around the league,
yes,
is that there's a lot going on with Willie. There is so much going on with Willie Rioli, and what we probably now know, without knowing the details, is there's a heap of stuff probably going on with Willie Rioli that we don't know about.
We're talking racist stuff?
Probably crap that he has to deal with.
As in the racism, or is there all sorts of things going on?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But it feels like that's what Chris Davies was saying in no uncertain terms.
Now, a whole host of people across the industry talking about Willie Rioli without having an understanding of the cultural significance to Willie of different things that happen. And I've actually found that quite confronting over the last little bit, seeing a whole heap of people who I don't think have the necessary depth of understanding of what Willie goes through regularly.
That's a bit of a key message.
Yeah.
So there's one thing on that. I haven't experienced it. You haven't experienced it. So I can't sit here and understand what that would be like. We're absolutely privileged white people who've never been on the receiving end of this stuff in our whole entire life, so I can't even begin to imagine what it feels like for Willie. We heard reports at the meeting yesterday between Chris Davies and the AFL and Willie Rioli. It went for hours.
Yes.
So there's clearly layers and layers and layers that people do not know about.
Yeah.
So there has been so much commentary on this subject, but it is ongoing, and we're probably not going to know a lot of the things, and let's be honest, a lot of the crap that Willie Rioli's dealt with behind the scenes before the AFL makes a ruling.
What happens today?
The AFL will do something, whether it's a suspension or he'll definitely get a fine.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting one. I think he probably will get a suspension. Okay. I reckon, because the AFL's copped it as well. The AFL's in bad form. They're in hopeless form recently, and I'm saying like sort of half a year and a half. I'd just be fearful for Port Adelaide supporters that the AFL makes a reaction move that they think is going to please the masses. But yeah, something will definitely happen.
Okay, interesting. Watch
I did like as well from Port Adelaide saying that, look, whatever happens, they're not going to banish Willie away from the club.
No.
Because the best spot for him in to deal with this whole situation is in amongst his teammates and in that club environment.
Yeah. Well, we've got Jack Lukosius coming in very, very shortly, so we'll no doubt ask him how it's impacting the club. And Alex Neil-Bullen from the Adelaide Crows, they're going to be in here in the studio together.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got a question for the boys as well. Please text it through 0400 919 919. It could be anything too, by the way.
Yes.
Absolutely anything. Doesn't have to be football related.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen,
Battle of the Bangers.
The rules are simple. Jodie and Hayesy are about to hear 6 songs from the same year. They can select their song as it plays, but if they let it go, that song is gone. Now let's get into the bangers that are ready to battle. Back to you, Jodie and Hayesy.
Thank you very much, Producer Molly. It's a tight battle, 7-5 for Battle of the Bangers. A chance for you to choose some music. Ooh.
Ooh, it's a tense competition. I think voice style. So we sort of effectively turn our chairs. Yeah. Turn our metaphorical chairs around when we hear a song that we like.
Shotgun B, Delta.
You can be Delta. You just have to dance on top of your chair like a crazy woman.
Good. And I turn around and I'm doing a big peace sign.
Yeah.
That's all about. All right, let's throw it over to the generator. What year are we dealing with this week?
1999.
Ooh, 1999.
I like it. I like it a lot. Anything in the 90s is my jam.
100%. In particular, 1999, we thought we were all going to die as soon as it ticked over 2000. But we didn't. We got through.
Did you hold down on the farm in a bunker with all your with all your perishable goods, just in case?
I'm not even sure if we genuinely had internet back then on the farm. Because if we did, I would have been busy.
Oh, man. All the sheep were knocking on the door.
13-year-old.
All the cows' hooves were like, let us in, let us in.
Let us in. We all crouched there together and Mum read us a book. It's nice. All right, first song. You ready to go, Jodes?
Yep.
Name is your buzzer. Here we go. Oh, jeez.
This is Lucid Renee.
No. It's always tough to go for the first one.
It's good though.
So you're out?
Not me.
Okay. Well, it's not me either. Next one. Oh, Hayesy. Hayesy.
Oh, you're going it?
There you go. Why did I do that? Should I have done that? You like this song?
Too late now.
Oh, you're jealous.
No, I'm not.
You're so jealous. Damn it. All right, I'm in. Sixpence None the Richer, Kiss Me, I have selected. Song 3, Jodes. You have 4 songs left.
Oh, 4.
Yes.
Okay.
So be very, very wise here. Here's your next one.
Every morning there's a heartache hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's 4-post bed. I know it's not my
That is, who's that? Sugar Ray, isn't it? Sugar Ray.
Wait. Shut the door, Ray. Don't say a word.
Okay, it's very good. Next song for you, Jodes. Yeah. Okay, bit of Christina.
No.
Not for you? All right, song number 5. You got 2 songs left, by the way. Okay, here we go.
What's a thing is what you are, and what you are is beautiful. Alright, wanna get married, run away.
Goo Dolls. Iris.
I'm going to roll the dice here.
Actually, it's Slide.
Oh, yeah,
It's
of course.
Slide.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, you're going to roll dice?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 1 song left, no matter what it is you're in.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
That don't impress me.
Oh, yes!
Got the looks, but haven't got a touch.
Now,
Don't get me wrong, yeah, I think you're alright.
Okay, that's a good selection. Good stuff, guys. All right, so I have selected Sixpence None the Richer, and it is going up against this one. That Don't Impress Me Much by Shania Twain.
I was courageous to the end.
Yeah,
and it
good
paid
job.
off.
Good
Well
stuff.
done, Shania.
All right, at Jodie and Hayesy on Instagram, please cast your votes. Winning song will be revealed tomorrow. Alex Neil-Bullen from the Adelaide Crows, Vice Captain, and Jack Lacoste from Port Adelaide are in studio right now. Good morning, boys. Good to have you in here.
Good morning, team. Good
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
We're just painting this picture that these guys are hating on
Yeah,
each other, but it's like a couple of mates just catching up.
Yeah, no, it's literally been, hey, how's the move to Adelaide been? Yeah, really good, thanks. That's the sort of vibes. It's very...
chat than that, though, Luco, isn't it?
Yeah,
We haven't been that.
Was it? Okay, I heard it. So first showdown. How's your first showdown week, I guess? How's the vibe around town?
Yeah, you can certainly sense it. I don't know how you felt, Luco. There's definitely a vibe around Adelaide, and it's amazing. As soon as our games both finished last weekend, how everyone just moved straight on, focusing on the weekend coming up. But it's a great vibe, and very honoured to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it's yours as well. You're not going to play, of course, Jack, but interesting times around the football club, and we'll get to Willie Rioli very, very soon, but you've probably thought about this moment as a kid for a long time as a South Australian as well.
Yeah, exactly. Probably a big part of coming back was get to playing in these games. So unfortunately I have to watch one before I get to be out there. But no, there's been cameras everywhere, obviously, for lots of reasons. But it's been a big week, and I can't wait to see the boys get after it.
Those reasons have been Willie Rioli. How is he faring first and foremost? How's his, just a welfare check, how's he doing?
Yeah, he's going okay. Obviously it's been probably a big few weeks for him with everything he's been going through. And yeah, he's going pretty well. He got up and trained last night, which I think was good for him, being able to run around with all the boys and have them behind him. So, yeah, he's going through a bit, but I think he's in pretty good spirits.
Has it been a distraction for the club this week?
Not really. I think that's one thing the club's really good at. We've got some great staff that look after our players and deal with these situations really well. So, as a playing group, we've just kind of been getting around Willie and trying to make him feel as comfortable and as normal as possible, and hopefully set him up for a good week.
One more. Just Chris Davies said that the best spot for Willie right now is to stay in the club, no matter what happens. I'd imagine it would be a good place when you've got guys like your good mate Connor Rosie, Zach Butters, to really sort of make sure that Willie gets through this process unscathed as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. We want the club to be a safe place for everyone. We've got, all your best mates are there and just come work happy. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep creating that environment for him to, bring the best out of himself.
I want to ask you guys as newcomers, how real is the hatred between these clubs? Is it a genuine thing?
Well, I haven't experienced it yet. We played a pracky game against each other, and
Yeah.
was it Mount Barker?
Barker.
Yeah, Mount Barker, and Nah, it was all civil there. I think for us as players, our responsibility is to go out there and enjoy it, bring an intensity that you do most weeks. And the beauty of it, though, is for the people outside, external, to build it up and build the rivalry. But probably something I'm noticing is playing footy in Victoria, you have about 5 rivals. But this, because we're the only 2 teams here in the state, I haven't seen the intensity of a rivalry, probably more with the media and the fans like it is here, which is fantastic for sport.
A lot of emotional energy, isn't it? To live in Victoria and every second week you're playing against someone you genuinely hate. That's a lot.
Hey, Alex, do you sort of feel like maybe Port Adelaide supporters they're lacking teeth and stuff?
Oh,
do you know what, this is this time last year?
Oh, yes.
This is this time last year, the showdown where Port Adelaide hosted, where Josh Shelley went back.
Stood there and it said to our faces, the Port Adelaide supporters, well, yeah, they've got no teeth. And you and I both went,
oh gosh, I feel like that could get some
shots
traction.
fired.
Ooh. You are in good form, though, you guys. You're coming off a very, very nice win, and not so for Port Adelaide. Does form matter? Because when you look at the record, all of a sudden, it really evens up in showdowns.
Yeah, I did hear that the other day, 28 squared a piece. It's probably something even this year within the AFL industry. Teams are 1 week playing their best footy and the second week maybe not so much. So for us, and I'm sure Luco will say the exact same, you get to the start line with the mentality that you're playing your best and the oppo are going to bring your best, and then the game unfolds from there. So that's where our mindset currently sits.
Okay, we've got some questions for you that have been sent in by listeners, and it's not too late if you want to text us 0400 919 919 and submit your question. We've picked 3 of the best questions from our good listeners. Are you up for it? Ready for it?
If Luco is, I'm happy. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll give you the heads up, boys.
What are you guys mates now?
Yeah, let's give you the heads up, boys. You're not going to get these questions at any press conference, right? Okay. They're going to be a little bit alternative.
All right, stick around.
Will you stick around as well to play Birthday Pato with us?
Absolutely.
Oh, let's go. Alex Neil-Bullen and Jack Lukosius live in studio.
Jack Lukosius in the studio and Alex Neil-Bullen from the Adelaide Crows. We've got 3 questions from listeners for you. Are you ready to go? Jack, you're up first.
Yeah, hit me.
This is Sarah from Ranella. She wants to know, what's Alex Neil-Bullen's best physical feature?
Oh, jeez. That's going to take some research.
Just have a look in his eyes. It's pretty easy.
His eyes are pretty outstanding.
Yeah, crystal blue. We'll go with them.
Oh,
are you lost? Did you just have a look at... Did you get lost? I'm lost. Who's not lost? That's the question.
Darren from Monopara wants to know who's the tight ass at the club.
Rory Atkins.
Really? Okay, the rat.
Right, okay.
What about your best mate, Connor Rosie? He's generous?
Oh, yeah. He's not tight on his own house he's spending money on, but maybe on the rest of the boys, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw some names at you. This is from Hayesy from West Croydon.
No, I like the sound of this guy.
Tex Walker, Riley Philthorpe, Darcy Fogarty. Shag one, marry one, kill one.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good question. That's a good question. You have to answer as well.
Yeah. Who am I shagging?
Who you shagging?
That's a good question. What, you can't make your mind because you want to shag all of them? Is that what you're saying, Jack?
I'll go Darcy's eyes for Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. Same as Neil.
Yeah.
Who
are you going to kill?
No, I don't think. I'll kill Tex.
Yeah, fair enough.
I won't say the last one, but
and
leave it at that.
That means you're going to have to shag Riley Philthorpe.
Oh, jeez. That's
all right.
It's quite an adventure.
Oh, God.
I thought you were going to kill Riley Philthorpe because you're like, we just don't want Riley Philthorpe to play on the weekend.
Exactly right.
No, he's one of Benny's boys. We've got to look after him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex Neil-Bullen, you're up. Question 1, Monica from Happy Valley wants to know, who would you recruit from Port Adelaide?
Monica, I would recruit probably... I love how Horn Francis goes about his work.
Yeah.
The emotion and intensity he plays with. So he'd be on my list.
Okay. Tim from Seacliff wants to know, what's the one thing you love about the Port Adelaide Football Club?
The pre-game, never tear us apart. It is amazing.
Isn't it good?
And no one does anything like it.
No.
It's
It
so
can't be
good.
replicated.
Yeah.
I actually really look forward to it.
When you're out in the field and that's happening, is it just like, is it spine-tingling stuff, or are you just used to it?
You had it once.
Playing against it, like had that a fair few times up in the Goldie. It's pretty intimidating, and but it's also cool. Like you go into a ground where they're all against you.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't quite experienced it fully yet, so I'm keen for that.
Alex, you know what's coming now. Hayesy, also from West Croydon, says, Rosie, Butters, Horn Francis, shag one, marry one, kill one.
Oh, that's a good one. Great question.
I'd knock off Horn Francis because of what I just said. He's too
knock
good
off
of a
as in-
Just hang on. So
Wait.
as in, okay.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Kill. Confused with shag.
Marry Rosie, and then the last one's there for. Anyway, we got to go.
I've never seen two boys want to get over to 588 quicker.
We thought you want to get a 588 to get probed instead of those questions. Boys, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you, Alex, because you'll be playing Jack, and hopefully you're back on the field very, very soon.
Well, yeah,
Thank you, guys. Great
Thanks,
to see
guys.
you.
Good luck on the weekend.
Cheers, guys.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know. What you need to know with Jodie and Hayesy.
Most definitely popping up in people's feeds at the moment is the fact that July this year marks 10 years since Phil Walsh passed away.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It's incredible. You were telling me off air about where you were when you found out.
Yeah, do you know how there's always some life events where you know exactly what you were doing?
Yeah.
When you
Princess
heard
died
the news.
for me.
Princess died for me as well. I was so young, but I was in my mum and dad's bedroom, and I think I was genuinely bouncing on the bed with a football.
Oh, how shocking to no one. You was a small little boy and getting around with a football.
Portable little TV.
Yeah.
For Phil Walsh, I was in bed, and I think Sunrise was on.
Yeah.
And dead set, I could hear it, but I wasn't watching. But what they said was, it's been confirmed a man by the name of Phil Walsh has been murdered in Adelaide. And I immediately remember thinking, oh, jeez, Crows supporters, South Australians are going to hear that and be like, oh my very goodness, it's the Crows coach.
Yeah.
That's they need to sort of reiterate that it's not. Anyway, came back and they were like, confirmation, the Crows coach. And it was just one of those things where you start looking around going, you're kidding, aren't you?
No, it was so shocking and unbelievable to everyone that was actually happening. It was so incredibly tragic. And a few experts have come out now and said he would have coached a premiership because he was such a genius in that space. So
it's probably the most intense moment in Australian sport of all time.
yes.
So you can't top it,
No.
I don't reckon.
No.
Just crazy stuff. Anyway, let's move on. And also, make sense of this, Jodes. What does this mean? Black smoke, no pope, dad joke, you're woke and I'm broke. What's going on here?
Everybody, black smoke has been billowing from the Sistine Chapel. I repeat, black smoke. No, it's not a fire. That is a signal that no new pope has been elected, everybody. So stand down.
Okay.
So all these cardinals who are voting now will go home, but they're also sworn to secrecy, obviously, about what's transpired. They're not allowed to talk to anyone about it. They'll be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow. When we see some white smoke, that means we have a new pope.
I'm going to ask you a question which I know you don't know the answer to.
I won't. I definitely won't.
I'm going to throw it out there anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe you could help us on the text line 0400 919 919. How do they make the black smoke? Okay, how do they make it black? And how do they make it white? What ingredients do you need to make that sort of smoke?
That is a very good question. But the electors will vote until they select the next leader of the world's 1.4 billion, I repeat, 1.4 billion Catholics.
Wow.
Quite an esteemed position, isn't it?
It is.
My husband goes to me, can anyone apply to be the Pope?
Well, that's true. I think
mate.
first and foremost, you've got to be Catholic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's
That's the first thing they check.
super good start.